Hi guys, hope wherever you are, whatever you've been doing, you've had a super sensational day. Today we're sharing tips on how as parents you can become more of a hands-on teacher at home. You know, have you ever heard the saying, parents are children's first teacher? Well, it's true. You know, parents really do play a crucial role in children's learning and development. You know, how many times have you said or done something only to see or hear your kids repeat it? Their little eyes and ears are always absorbing what's happening around them, you know, good or bad. And I'm sure you know what that means. So if we really want the best for our children, it kind of sort of starts with us. You know, it forces us to be the best version of ourselves, to lead by example, and of course, you know, create the optimum living environment to surround them so they can actually thrive as they grow. So today we're really thrilled to be speaking with Clint Bauer, owner of Primal Influence. Now, Clint is a health and fitness coach and mentor and thought leader who shares practical tips how to simplify life and how to connect with our primal selves away from screens and the use of modern technology. How you doing, Clint?
Very good, thank you.
No, you've been in partnership with Kiddipedia for a little while, but this is our first chat and interview, and we're so thrilled to show you to everybody. You know, we'd love to understand, first of all, get an understanding from your perspective on why it's so important to simplify our lives away from technology and to let children live a little more sort of free range per se. You know, why do you think it's so important to increase the amount of time outdoors, connecting with nature and our primal selves?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, first of all, I will say that I'm not anti-technology. You know, technology certainly has a place in our kids' lives, but our goal and our aim is to get the kids outside, connecting with nature, understanding what's happening out there, because there's so much happening, you know, whether it's the changing of the seasons or the weather or the temperature. And the best learning opportunity is actually outside. And you know, it's when it's raining, people are like, oh, it's raining, it's wet. But I'm like, yes, it's raining. You know, there's a perfect opportunity for us to learn. So by stuck inside, being on the computer and technology, they're not seeing the bigger picture. And they also have less ownership of the world. I find if they go to a nature space, they start to take ownership over it and they start looking after it, and it becomes theirs. So if there's rubbish in there, they'll start to pick up the rubbish, and they're really connecting back to the earth. And we need that more than ever now. And just the opportunities that outside provide us, it can't be replicated inside. You know, we need the nature time, we need the outdoor space, the textures, the senses are working, and the sense of smell. So yeah, it's a big world out there, and we're missing out on a lot of it. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, in your experience too, you know, how have you seen adapting this lifestyle has actually improved the quality of life for children and their families? How have you actually seen that change?
Yeah, well, for me, it started with me, and that's how I got into the whole idea about it. I sort of lived a sedentary life. I was very much computer game orientated and played on the computer, rarely went outside. And it wasn't until I started to get older that I realized, hey, it's a great world out there, and started exploring. And funny enough, I used to have to wear glasses, and since getting outside more, I no longer need glasses for driving. My eyesight's actually improved since being outside. Really? And yeah, which is crazy, you know, and I put it down to looking at long distances and focusing on objects in the distance. So I'm no longer just spending my whole day looking up close. So for myself, I've seen massive benefits. And if I'm having a bad day, I can just go for a walk in the forest or a park, and I literally walk out of there a different person. I just come out, I'm just like, breathe, and it's like, it's all okay. And that's for myself. So seeing the kids getting in nature, you see them come in and they're wild and they're excited, which is great. But over a period of time, they just start to calm down, and it just you know, they're still excited, but it's a very natural calm about them. They start working together and combining and communicating better, and, you know, problem solving together, all these things that, you know, everyone works so hard to get. The kids naturally start to do this stuff. So yeah, the forest can really heal us, which is pretty awesome.
Because
So
it's
yeah.
all energy, you know, the trees are alive and they're living
Mm,
things. So at the end of the day, we absorb their energy. And when we're in
mm,
technology, we're just absorbing different static energy. It's sort of, I guess, sort of common sense from that perspective. Like when you think about it from that, but as you know, because we're busy in our day-to-day lives, we have to be able to sometimes relearn the things that we
mm.
instinctively already know. And I guess that's your key message, talking about the fact that we just have to go back to our primal selves and do what's instinctive for us, I guess, you know.
That's right. Yeah, and I feel it myself. Like as I said, I walk out and we just start to go a bit crazy if we don't get that nature time. And you know, we're lucky we live near forest and beach and all that sort of stuff. And it just yeah feels natural. It just, you walk out and you just this is my true state. So yeah.
Yeah. So we published an article, the title Be a Hands-On Teacher. Now, just quickly, so we've got our 3 key questions. But for someone who hasn't read the article, could you give us a little bit of a quick overview and just a little bit of an idea of what inspired you to write it?
Yeah, basically it's about you know, kids watch us do everything, and the best example I saw of that was me at the park. You know, I was climbing a tree, and the kids around me just were watching me, and then I finished climbing the tree, and next minute I look over and all the kids that have left the playground and they were up the tree, and it's like, wow, okay, you know, they really do observe and watch. And as adults, I think we sort of need to take the power back into our hands and positively influence the kids of how we want them to. And you know, as you said in the intro, the kids pick up on anything, and you know, we hear it when the kids say the swear word. You know, it's usually dad, I'm sure, that swears, but you know, yeah, they really pick up on and just learn from us. So the article's about taking back the power for ourselves and being deliberate teachers, not just letting them pick up anything randomly, but setting this intention daily and deliberately teaching them what they want to see, whether it's the resilience or how you handle problems or
Yep.
issues in your life. So, and yeah, that's how I was sort of inspired by it. It's like, yeah, we are powerful in that perspective. So we should take our control and start deliberately teaching them what we want them to teach and increase. Yeah.
Yeah. So taking a brief excerpt from the article, you know, you say children's thoughts, behaviours and beliefs are largely influenced from their parents. Parental actions, words and behaviours play a huge role in like children's development and are highly beneficial in all aspects of life. So it's really true, you know, what you're saying, children are, I guess, the world's biggest sponge. And I also love this part of the article also, you know, children are watching and absorbing information regardless of whether it's good or a bad thing. Now, we might as well take it in our own hands as much as possible and not in the media's. You know, what an awesome lens to be able to see things through. And I think that's really insightful what you actually wrote in those 2 paragraphs.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's an important message. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got 3 key questions, so let's get stuck straight into those. So question number 1, let's see what we've got here. You know, how can working parents find simple ways to become more hands-on with their children?
Well, I think, yeah, that's a good question, because a lot of times parents are too busy, you know, very, very busy. It doesn't have to be these massive acts and things. Like, as I said, it's the little things every day, whether it's how you treat your husband or your wife or your other kids and partners. That's, you know, that's a simple thing. So next time you're about to have a fight, just be mindful of who's around and what message are they taking. Would you be proud of the way they're talking to other people if you're talking to them the same way? Or you know, so just be that mindfulness around you. Go for a walk at the park and don't be scared to try something new. Do something different apart from the stuff that you normally do. So it doesn't have to be these grand, today I'm going to teach my child how to solve world problems. It can be something like, I'm going to teach them a bit of resilience and that mud doesn't hurt them, and I'm going to jump in the mud puddle and laugh and have fun, as opposed to it being, oh, don't do that, it's not good that you're muddy, you know, now I have to clean it up. So it's about that. It's the little things that add up over time which will create the, you know, this better image. So yeah, just small steps, small things daily.
So some of the points you've got in the article, and I'll sort of shoot through them really quickly. Less screen time, well, that's a given. And as you said, it's interesting that you say that we can't not live without technology, but it's about getting that balance and still balancing our lives with indoor and outdoor, which is really important. The importance of outdoor play you speak about. It's okay to fall over. In fact, you can make it quite a celebrated achievement and therefore build some confidence around that. So I love that. And it's okay to jump in puddles and get all sort of dirty, and that's all good too. And it teaches kids, to be outdoors, how to handle adversity. I think that's a really interesting point that you've got here. You said the Aussie, as we always say, she'll be right attitude to help them get over situations quicker and allows them to be able to build resilience for the future. That's a really interesting point. Empathy for themselves and others, balancing agility, jumping, climbing, and just more confidence in their physical ability. I think you've got that in there also. How to build and fix things. I don't know if kids, and a lot of us actually even know how to fix things all the time. If it doesn't have an IKEA sort of step-by-step guide, as you know, today I was trying to build something. And
a light box.
So it gives us to think differently, conflict resolution. That's interesting. What why did you put that in there from that perspective? I guess because if you're out and you get, I don't know.
Yeah, again, it's about the conflict resolution. Is that are you, as a parent, are you a bully? Are you out there and getting what you want when you want it, or are you got the empathy and understanding of other people's situations, and they'll pick up on that. So whether you're this demanding person, I want it now, I don't care what it takes, I want it now, or are you the understanding person of like, okay, yeah, mistakes happen, that's okay, how can we move forward, as opposed to how can we solve this problem better? Are you forcing the issue, or are you working together for a happy resolution for everyone? So
yeah, I guess equally for the kids, but it gives the parents the ability to build some self-awareness to understand that as well, which is really interesting.
That's right.
Another point you've got too, which is more appreciation for nature and the environment, which I think you can never have enough of that.
That's right. Yeah,
it's the greatest landscape for anything. And how to form and grow positive relationships. So there's more in the article, but they're the key points, and I think they're absolutely sensational. Well, let's get to question number 2. I bet you get some funny looks when you're out in public and you're climbing trees with the kids. How can you and also the parents who are watching overcome funny looks and that sort of stuff if you're out and about and you jump in a puddle with the kids and everyone's looking and all that, you climb in a tree? How do you, what's your points? How can we overcome this?
I think my answer may sound brutal, but get over yourself. At the end of the day, if somebody's looking at you, they might judge you in that second, but when they walk away, they've pretty much forgotten about that person jumping the puddle. You don't know them, so it doesn't really matter what their opinion of you doing that is. And I always just say, because I'm always doing things outside, they're just jealous that they're not doing it. They're just jealous that they can't climb a tree or balance on the railing. And I often at the beach, I always balance on the rails and just start walking along, and people always look and comment. And honestly, their opinion doesn't matter, to be honest. So take it upon yourself. If you get a comment, just laugh it off. And the reason most people comment is they're just not sure how to respond. It's that sort of nervous, like, this is different. It's outside my thinking, so it must be bad, or it's different, so it must be bad, or oh, look at those adults jumping in puddles. That's not good. So really, just take a breath and get over yourself. And I always joke, I never got the email saying that I'm an adult now and I have to start doing adult things. It never came through. So I still jump in the puddle and play in the mud and throw mud and all that sort of stuff. And I never give a second thought to anyone else's opinion. So don't let it get you down. You will get some strange looks, but you also get people who are encouraged by it and think, hey, look, they're doing it, I can do it too. And when they start seeing your child developing and getting better at things, then they'll start to go, oh, you know what, maybe there is something to this climbing the trees and the rails and claim the floor is lava and that sort of stuff. So yeah, get over yourself. Not too brutal.
No, that's fine. I mean, and it's what we said at the start of the chat today is, you know, to be able to provide this environment, not just like within the house, but living in, you know, even psychologically an environment for kids to be able to be everything that they can be. Now, this, what you're saying sounds like it's almost like as adults that we sort of need to sort of go back to sort of to our childhood to some perspective to be able to understand and relive just that anything is possible type of outlook on life, would you say? And
absolutely.
yeah. Tell us
No one.
about that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we'd love to learn a little bit more about that psychology that you're sort of asking parents to, you know, sort of to revert back to a little bit.
Well, that's it. And as they say, you never remember your best time watching TV. You know, if any adults watching, I bet if they remember back to their childhood, they wouldn't remember them sitting on the couch watching TV. It'll be, oh, I remember the time we made the mudslide and slid down the mud, or we went on our bikes for hours and hours. You know, we had to come home when the lights were switched on. You know, and it's about allowing that space as adults to give our kids the opportunity to experience that as well. And I see it all the time. You know, we're playing with this big mudslide. Kids will come and they're like, "No, I'm not allowed to get dirty. My mum doesn't want me to get dirty." And I just say, you know, the whole, "She'll be right, mate." You know, your parent, and I say to the kids, you know what, your mum will get over this. And I bet they did this when they were younger. So get on there and have a go. So we just need to, remember what it was like when we were kids and how much fun we had. And it'll make us happier if you start doing it. You'll feel happier and you'll feel the joy, and you step outside of that box of conforming to what everyone, you know, expects you to do. And once you start moving and playing outside, you'll increase your fitness level as well. You know, your fitness level will improve without exercising. So yeah, one of the many benefits.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of early education and care settings, being kindergartens or preschools, depending what state you're in and what terminology you use per se, but a lot of them do sort of promote for kids to be able to do this. Not all, but a lot of them, you know, sort of like to promote kids to be able to, as much as possible, have what we call messy play, and something that we just don't need to just then switch off once we finish preschool or kinder. We actually need to continue sort of allowing kids to be able to do that and have a set of clothes that are just for that, and you know,
that's it.
The outdoor play clothes, and there's your nice indoor sort of go visit people clothes. Let's get into question number 3. You know, with the children you've been a hands-on teacher with, what changes have you seen?
The biggest change I've seen, and my favorite, like I love it, is the confidence and the self-esteem. You know, as I said at the start, growing up, you know, I never really had a lot of self-esteem and confidence. I was overweight and not healthy, and that's why I'm sort of brought to these children to help them, and that's my biggest sort of achievement. I hear the stories of the parents who said, oh, my child couldn't climb trees previously, and now I can't get them out of trees. They love climbing trees, or you know, they've got the confidence now to be able to climb trees. I had a little girl, one of the games I play, you know, a bit of rough and tumble, I call Bull in the Ring, where I draw a big circle on the sand and we literally wrestle and push each other out of the circle. And this girl was tiny, little girl, and she beat her older sister. And her mum said to me, since that day, her confidence was through the roof. Like she could achieve absolutely anything. And that's my biggest thing for me is the change that I see from the children who don't have the self-esteem and the confidence. And I'm not talking sporty kids, you know, you get kids who are the self-proclaimed nerds or the ones that don't like activity. And then after a few sessions, you know, we're wrestling and we're pushing each other and we're just laughing. And that's my main driving factor. You know, they get the fitness as well, but the real joy comes from that sort of achievement, self-esteem, confidence in their own ability. And yeah, it makes me so happy to hear stories like that. It's like, yes, you know, we're success. And then, yeah, they go on and help others, which makes, you know, a happier world for everyone. You know, another one of my favorite stories, I've got so many, is a little boy I was training. He was very shy, and, you know, we started roughhousing, because I do a lot of roughhousing, hands-on wrestling and that sort of stuff. And at the end of my sessions, like towards the end of the program, he went and signed up for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know, he went from, not wanting to do anything with anyone than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, it's just that sort of confidence, that confidence builder. So, that's my biggest takeaway that I see is just that confidence and giving them the ability to do everything. And they always can. They just need that help to tap into the self-belief that, hey, I can achieve this and I can do this. And so that's what I love about that. So
yeah, you've given us some really insightful tips during the chat today, and I guess the key takeaways really is that we're not going to, I guess, sort of move away from using technology altogether, but it's about that balance, about as parents, carers, grandparents, aunties, uncles, whoever, we are there to lead by example for kids, and equally we need to understand that we probably need to get the child that's inside of us out to ensure that we sort of can demonstrate to our kids that they need to be outdoors more, the benefits of being outdoors, in nature, in the appreciation, and of course the physical benefits on all aspects for health and fitness, but also for our mental mental health as well. I think it's really, really important, and this is a message I don't think we should ever stop sort of driving home to parents. So we're really grateful for your key messages today, Clint, and we can't wait to chat again. And if mum and dads and anyone's got any questions for you, first of all, where can they find you?
So Facebook, Primal Influence, Primal Influence Kids. We've got an adult page as well, but Primal Influence Kids on Facebook, and we've also got Instagram, which is Primal Influence Kids as well. Yep. So they're the main two areas, and on our website, www.primalinfluence.com. So they're the main spots you can find us. But I've quickly got one challenge for anyone watching. I challenge you, to whoever's watching this, go out next time they're outside, find a playground, a tree, a rock, and just climb on it and have fun and post about it and tell us how you go and how did you feel. That's my challenges. So next time you're out and about, climb something and see what happens and see if it brings back memories of childhood and joy, or if it's anxiety or what. And there you go. There's a challenge for everyone.
Love a challenge. Done. All right.
Post some photos.
No, we definitely will. And look, thanks again for your time, and we can't wait to chat with you again. Take care.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
All right. See ya.